What's up, everybody? My name's Big Cam and welcome back to another spooky season movie review, and we are continuing on my Scream franchise rewatch, or first time watch, and collecting the Scream franchise is another Infinity Stone. If you know, you know. I've been collecting franchises like Thanos was going around and collecting Infinity Stones, and there's still so many franchises that I haven't done. So if I haven't watched a movie franchise that you love, drop that down in the comment section below as a recommendation and maybe we'll get to it. But Scream 5 is what we are talking about today, and they just have it titled as Scream 2022, and this is kind of a reboot, but it also has people from the original, so it is kind of Scream 5, and it's coming 11 years after the 2011 Scream 4. So now we're something like, what, 26 years from the 96 original film, and 4 movies in between, you know, and the 2000 was the third movie, so we're talking 22 years, but it took them to make 2 movies. But this is the first of the Scream movies not directed by Wes Craven, and directed by Tyler Gillett and Matt BETTINELLI-OLPIN? I hope I said that right. But these guys did a pretty damn good job, and they've directed some other things together, like Ready or Not from 2019, Devil's Due from 2014, Abigail from 2024. I actually heard that one was pretty good. So it seems like these guys are specialists in horror films, you know, and that side of things. And I will say Scream 5, if anything, standing out from the other movies, they had much, like, gruesome violence, you know, and, like, maybe it's just the technology and how far things have come since 2011 and 2000 in the 90s. And, you know, they were able to do certain things, like maybe with prosthetics that they maybe just didn't have the budget to do in the past. And, you know, at one point, I won't say who, but there's like a knife through a neck, and you can see like them holding the knife on the front part, and then it's in through the neck, and then the other part of the knife is poking out the back. So it's like almost like they put this little patch of skin and then stuck a knife through there, and then had the like blood pumping out of it as the actor's just kind of like oh god, you know, like, motherfucker, you stabbed me in the neck, you know. Like, but the cast in this one is also tremendous too. Like, each of the the Scream franchise for casts is incredible. Like, they are literally crushing it when it comes to casts. Like, even today, like 2022, some of these names weren't as big. 2025, 2026, these names are pretty damn big. Like Jenna Ortega, Melissa Barrera, like both of them are like pretty big characters in this fifth one, and then I think in the 6th one as well. And then there was drama that like they kicked Melissa Barrera off the set, and then everyone was like, what the fuck, like, she's not coming back for the 7th one that I think comes out next year in 2026. And for me, I'm like, I don't really care if she's like, you know, in it or not. Her character wasn't like the best of characters. She was a pretty big character, you know, and pretty like, once you know who her character is, you're like, alright. But also I was like, I don't necessarily see how that's possible, but it is what it is. Where like Jenna Ortega, she's like the poor, you know, Drew Barrymore at the start of the movie that is theoretically supposed to get killed, but instead just get beat up brutally and like broken legs, stabbed in the back, stabbed in the, like sliced in the stomach, you know, and stabbed in the shoulder. Like, poor girl got beat up, like. And then, you know, it looks like she's gonna die, but then she's in the hospital recovering type shit, and then the killer wants to get her, you know, like, but there's like Oscar-winning people in this, like Mikey Madison, who went on to do a Nora last year, I think, and won an Oscar for it. Like, she was great in a Nora. And, you know, Courtney Cox is still there, David Arquette's still there as Dewey, Neve Campbell's still there. But, like, they're not even, like, the #1 billing anymore, because it's, like, this new story with Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera's character, but it connects to the old story, and they need to have Courtney Cox, David Arquette, and Neve Campbell all there to like tie it into the original. But then they like had Billy Loomis, friggin' Skeet Ulrich as you know, Billy Loomis back as like a ghost in this girl's head, and she's like, he's my long lost dad or uncle or something. It's like, they were all in high school. How is he your uncle? Like, I don't know, whatever. Maybe he had a sister and her kid, but like she's seeing him in her head. Like, how would you know what he looked like on the day he was murdered? You weren't born yet. Like, I don't know. It's just it was a strange choice to have him be in the movie, I thought, but also like them tying it back. And, you know, there was like actresses like Sonia Amar as Liv that I was like, who, is she the killer? She's kind of fucked up, but she was also gorgeous, so I was like, I don't want her to be the killer. Heather Matarazzo, who I know from a bunch of stuff, I feel like, and oh, maybe just the Princess Diaries, actually. But, but she was like in Scream 3 as long lost Randy Meek's sister, and like she's like a mom in this, and like Randy's kids are in this, and like Jasmine Savoy Brown or Savoy Brown plays one of the kids, and Mason Gooding plays one of her kids. And then there's Mikey Madison and Jack Quaid. Jack Quaid, of course, plays, I believe, Stewie or Huey, I think is his name, in The Boys. And season 5 for that will be coming out, I'm sure. And he also did a movie recently called Novocaine, and I actually quite liked Novocaine. He was really good at it. He was also in Heads of State recently. Oh yeah, he was in Hunger Games Catching Fire. He catches an arrow, I think, to the fucking shoulder. But yeah, like the kid cast was pretty good. Dylan Minnette, Wes Hicks, he was pretty damn good in this, and he's like one of those actors, like every time you see his face, you're like, I recognize him from something, and you can't quite put it on, like, what? But like, he's been in a bunch of stuff. I think I actually know Dylan there, who plays Wes Hicks, Deputy Hicks's daughter, and she returns from the 4th movie, and he, I believe I recognize as like, almost like a Bobby Drake Iceman type character from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., if you know, you know. But yeah, not a bad like reboot, but also like a sequel to like this franchise that was iconic, and they trying to continue it on 11 years after the previous film. And like, once again, they have this incredible young cast of actors that I'm sure will go on to do huge things after this in the years to come, and some of them already have. Like Jenna Ortega is a household name with Wednesday now, and she's like doing huge things. Mikey Madison, Oscar-winning Mikey Madison for Nora. You know, Jack Quaid's doing big things. Courtney Cox is still out there, I'm sure. Neve Campbell, David Arquette, you know, like I'd love to see them back. And I don't know if Dewey, poor Dewey, spoilers, but I don't know if Dewey made it in this one. I really hope he did, but I don't think he did. I think he finally, after all this time, finally goes out like a champ. But I was sad. I was so sad. I was like, oh no, I don't know if I will watch the 6th film now, because I don't know if David Arquette's in it. You know, and Dewey Riley is a fucking beast. I want to see him in the most recent Scream movie. You know, like, but maybe he's just at like a point with acting, he's just kind of like, I didn't want to come back for a 6th one. I'll come back for the 5th one, but I'm done. You know, you guys gotta kill me. Maybe that was the type of thing. Or maybe they had him die in the script to give it some real weight, and to like really signify that this is a Scream movie, and we're gonna be carrying it on into the future even if Dewey's not there, you know. And like, I felt like the one character you couldn't kill is Dewey, though. I felt like they probably could have killed Sidney Prescott before killing Dewey, you know. Like, I was like, come on. Like, fuck. But overall, this film, I gave 4 out of 5 stars. It's up there with like the first one for me, and maybe it's just like the young cast that is like more of my generation that I connect to, like a Jack Quaid, like a Mikey Madison, like a Jenna Ortega, you know, like maybe those are just some younger faces that are more my age than the 90s 2000 actors that are like a generation before me, even though I was born in the 90s, you know what I mean, late 90s, 99, but you know, grew up in the 2000s, so like they were already you know, 20, 25 in the 90s into the 2000s. So now they're 40, 50, 60 years old trying to do Scream 5. I was like, maybe some of them, they're getting too old and they just need to be killed off. But I'm still going to go on and check out the 6th movie, and I can't wait to see the 7th one, actually go and see a Scream movie in theaters possibly. And I did just start talking to this really beautiful young girl that's a horror movie fan, so maybe she'll drag me next year to go see a Scream 7. that would be pretty sick. And a fun little date night idea. But, you know, comment below your thoughts on the Scream franchise and Scream 5. And did you like this kind of reboot, or did you see it more as a reboot, or did you see it more as like a 5th sequel movie? Personally, I think it's a little bit of both, but I do see it as a 5th movie, considering there is some people that returned from the 4th movie directly. You know, they weren't in the previous 3 movies. So, like, there is some continuation from 4, but there's also the connection back to the first one. And then, like, of course, you still got the OG people with Neve Campbell still there as Sidney Prescott. So, I don't know if she will ever be able to die, and Sidney Prescott will just be haunted by this ghost face killer forever. But, goddamn, she's really got to just nip those bastards in the bud. But they keep coming back in different forms, so who knows. I also heard that like maybe Matthew Lillard, like Stu, the killer in like the first movie, who looked like he died, might come back in the 6th and 7th films. So like, I don't know what's happening here. Like, maybe they're just at a point they ran out of good killers, so now they're doubling back to some of the killers they already had and being like, he didn't die. He's been alive the whole time. What did you think? You know, like, maybe that's the case. I don't know. I'm guessing that. I haven't seen 6 yet, but I will be seeing it soon. So definitely hit that bell if you don't want to miss future Scream movie reviews and you want to get the notification when that comes out. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, and you would like to follow my other social medias. Links for those down in the descriptions below. And if you'd like to support the channel, the best way to doing that is liking this video, commenting down below, subscribing if you haven't already. And all that goes a long way to help the channel grow. My name's Big Cam once again, and I really appreciate any of you that made it this far in the video. And I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Peace!